Hi, my name is Emily. I am a self-taught illustrator. I have been drawing for most of my life, but I really only got into it probably about 4 to 5 years ago, where I really got down to practicing and trying to make it an actual career. Probably about 3 years ago is when I started my Instagram and I made drawing an everyday part of my life. And it's been an awesome journey. I'm really proud of myself. I'm proud of my progression, and I'm excited to share that with you today with this sketchbook that I'm going to be going through. This sketchbook took me about 9 months to get through. It's 60 sheets back and front, and I feel like I progressed so much, and I'm just super excited to have finished it. So I love, especially the last half of the sketchbook, you'll get to see where I feel like I really came into my own and started realizing what I wanted to do and where I want to go with this as a career and as a hobby. Excuse me, something in my eye. I also am hoping to dedicate a little bit more time to chatting with you guys and talking about my process. And I think that it's really cool to get to see inside of how artists work. I love watching other artists on YouTube go through their own process. Maybe everybody knows how much it is, how much work it is. But I feel like, even 6 months ago, I didn't realize how big of a journey art and being an artist was going to take me on. I feel like I've changed so much over the last 9 months just in the sketchbook alone. You can see how much I've changed, and I think that's super exciting. So let's stop this chit chat and get going. I'm going to walk you through this. This sticker is from my friend Hi Kevin on Instagram. This is one of my stickers that will be available in my store soon. And this is a sticker I got from the company that printed these Sticker Ninja. Here I have where I started, which was last December, and finish date, which was just the other day. Here was just a nice anatomy study, and then I decided to draw the skull. I like this piece, but it always bugged me. I felt like the proportions with the head were off. This was just some practice, some studies of more aged faces, and then I went over it with watercolor. I still really love this one, especially. This was some practice for an original character. I think I was just trying to come up with some ideas. I obviously didn't like what was under here. Trying to redesign the character. I don't love this. This was some practice stuff for a story that I want to do someday. These were just some quick anatomy practices. This is printed for my iPad. And I just taped it in here. I used this printout to transfer to watercolor paper and then do the full illustration. I actually think I have a video of this illustration. Here I was trying to practice referencing this artist Makani, who I've loved for a long time. I remember being obsessed with her stuff when I was in high school. So I really wanted to just look at what about her faces appealed to me. I honestly don't think I captured this very well. Her art style is super cool and expressive. Practicing mostly from reference here. I think this one I was kind of taking some of those Makani things and trying them on my own with this connected lip thing. I like it, but I don't know if it really fits for me personally. Trying colored pencils. I hate colored pencils. Every time I draw with colored pencils, I just hate it. It just ruins the drawing for me. It's really faint and this transferred, but you can see here the original concept for another painting that I think I have a video of, the bookshop painting. And it all started out with just this little thumbnail. These were some things from my Dungeons and Dragons game, actually. And then I've always loved this one. He's smoking a little ghost. some more original characters. I think here I was trying to show somebody how I draw heads. And this is really just a wasted page. This is the type of thing that I really move away from in the last half of this sketchbook. And I think I've really moved away from in general in my style of art drawing, in style of sketchbook drawing, which is not just having all this wasted space. This is very much what I came from, bad habits that go away. I always liked this form here. I'm not sure what this was for. I think I was just playing around. If you watch Critical Role. Actually, I think this is one of the first times in this sketchbook that I started using text, which I do a lot later, and I really love, and it's definitely something that I want to continue in my sketchbooks and honestly in my illustrations. So yeah, I love this form. And this was actually just two separate illustrations, but for some reason I've always liked the way they connected. One of the few actual finished illustrations in this book. Some more original characters from my someday comic book, hopefully. Writing more, practicing my words. This was my D&D character that I got to play for a one-shot. Barry, the halfling thief. This one was from a reference, but I think it's super cute. Just practicing my forms, my figures, trying to... In this entire sketchbook, I'm really trying to kind of grasp certain elements and kind of pick and choose what I'm weak at and explore that a few times. And I found that has really accelerated how fast I'm learning. I hate this one. I hate you. No. But this one's beautiful. And I started drawing hands, practicing hands. This was actually really helpful. I think from this stage, like my hands got significantly better after I finished all of these. I did some digitally as well. I think I got to about 50 hands. I was trying to do 100 hands, but 50 hands is better than no hands, so I was pretty proud of myself. I've always loved this one. And this I did digitally and ended up doing a painting, which I never posted anywhere, but I have always really loved. It's kind of just for me. I just think of it as my drawing for me. This is Bo from Critical Role. I think this was actually the pose that she did with Babs in the draw series that they did. They had references of Marisha doing her poses. So this was the reference Marisha did for Bo that I don't think they drew this one, but. So I think I have this video as well posted. This was the original thumbnail, which then I took over to my iPad and drew this in Procreate just to get those details. More of that blue and red color. I love the concept of this illustration, but I was never happy with it. Maybe I'll come back to it someday. This is some concepts for my comic book that I want to do. Practicing feet. Feet are weird. And this is another of those original characters. You'll see these three a lot. The original sketch and the printout. Here, I remember I finally kind of figured out that I really love the look of my style with these really angular body lines. This is another that I really love. This I have a video of the painting process of. 3D. Just practicing. This was some concepts for doing the Misadventure May challenge. I only ended up doing this drawing, the first one, and then I didn't like it, and I kind of just stopped, which sucks. But I like these little ones. I think they're cute, which is encouraging. If I like the way these look, I'm likely to try this again. I really want to try and do Inktober this year, actually get through at least every other day. This I tried to draw without reference, and it's okay. I remember after this particular illustration here, I realized that I don't really know how the hips work, so this I kind of edited after doing some study, and I feel a lot more comfortable drawing hips now. This is more of the ballpoint pen and a printout. This was something I did for my mom for her birthday. I was trying to come up with ideas here. I do like this one. I don't love this illustration. I still don't love it to this day, but it's a thing. Okay, so right here is where I feel like there's a really big shift between maybe a little bit more than the first half of the sketchbook and the last half. I feel like I kind of discover how to practice effectively, and I kind of just let myself go. Like in this first half, I feel like I was so stiff. I was so controlled. I wouldn't let myself play because I don't know what I wanted. But this half, I really embraced it. I just let myself play, which is so fun. And color, I think, is what really did it for me. I love this figure. Apparently I did these in 1 minute. I think I did the red pencils in 1 minute, and then I went back and did the outline after the fact. There's some other ones on the back. And these, I actually did this. I taped it in. I did this on copy paper. And I did this on copy paper because there's something really freeing about drawing on something that's not permanent. And that's something that I've been trying to get away from with only drawing my practice in the sketchbook. But especially when doing these 1 minute challenges, they can be kind of ugly. And I obviously fix that with the green marker, but if I like it, I'll tape it in there. So yeah, I got these Hoo-Hoo markers, these water-based markers. I like them. They're fun. They definitely show me what I like and what I don't like in water-based markers for sketchbook drawing. I don't use my Copics in my sketchbook because they bleed, obviously. I always like this guy. And this was kind of a big moment for me. I realized that, I have been practicing and I'm finally actually liking some of what I'm doing. But, what am I going to do with this? What goals do I have? So I just kind of made some lists, brainstormed. I tried not to check myself too much. And it was really good. I was kind of playing around with this old concept, this old drawing that I have of these characters, this mermaid character and this Valkyrie or winged bird girl who kind of fall in love, and they're from two different worlds. Or maybe they're friends. Maybe they're just friends. This looks like she's flirting. This is my character Rio again. Practicing drawing without reference. This was the color concept for a really big painting that I did. I didn't record this one, but Um, I did it on a huge piece of paper. I did it on 16 by 20 inch watercolor paper. And this was also really fun because I just kind of let myself go and let myself play with the color. This is like the one example of colored pencil that I don't hate. And I'll put the finished painting for you to look at. Some ugly gouache. Here I was kind of trying to come up with some more simple art that I could put on stickers, or I was trying to come up with concepts for painting on jackets. I always like this one a lot. It says ivory in the back. And that was actually the first idea for the Mixed Emotions potion bottle, which became one of my favorite stickers. Also, this was the original, another original sticker design where I used this eye bite in it. I actually did this 3D effect for that sticker. And these all became stickers. This is one of my favorite spreads. If it was filled in here, I think it would look a little better, but I like how it's kind of, it's symmetrical. There we go. It's symmetrical. I like that it's symmetrical. I love these little matches. I kind of got obsessed with these matches. It was my birthday. I do love this though. This was drawings that I did while I was at a festival, and you know, they kind of suck, but I like that I drew at a festival. I've gone to quite a few music festivals and I never get around to drawing while I'm there. I'm always just too tired, too social, whatever. And I actually made some time to draw, even though they're silly. Don't feed the ants, especially not your blueberries. This is Georgia Smith. I think that's her name. Shit. Georgia. This page always makes my mom blush. This is like the concept for some of these little 4x4 squares that I got. These are just wood. Starting to practice with acrylics. I still love the way this turned out. I have a couple more of those that I never posted. Oh yeah, so here I was drawing with some Posco. This was the Posco pen. The black seems to be like one of the few that doesn't completely eat the paper. And the pink, if you go with one line, it's okay. Here I traced some of those squares to try and do some ideas, but got a little meh. Trying to figure out my logo. The matches. I love this one. Except for you can't tell that it says curls. That L is a little too not obvious. Some more ideas for my characters. I really don't like that one. But this is fun. This was some Bridgman studies. And then I drew myself in a very cartoony style. Well, yeah, so this was the concept for a huge acrylic painting that I finished just the other day. And I love the way it turned out. This sketch is pretty light, so I take that over top. This was done with acrylic ink. It was a really interesting medium. I ended up dropping the paintbrush on her face, so I came up with this blob idea. And these two, I was experimenting with drawing the form and then drawing in the white space, which was kind of a cool idea. I like it for these kind of more enclosed figures. I think it could be really useful drawing kind of these complex poses that are difficult to figure out exactly where the limbs are. We're almost to the end. This I drew when I was on the beach. I was inspired by the beach. I did this with the Posco pens, and I took one of my cheap little sketchbooks, and it kind of ate the paper, but not too bad. This was just with these little highlighters. I did some other ones back here with those. I had picked up those highlighters because I just wanted to do little details. Just quick. The Posco just completely destroyed this paper here. It's like almost all the way through. Trying to come up with my logo. It's not working out too well. And then the final 2 pages. So I picked up this red gel pen just out of nowhere, and I really enjoyed it, and I love the look. So I definitely know I want to use these gel pens a lot more in my next sketchbook. And also the next sketchbook that I got is hopefully going to be working a lot better with drawing with Posco, because I just love the look of Posco and how flat and clean you can get it. This I should definitely do an illustration of. All right, well, that's it. I finished. This sketchbook meant a lot to me. I feel like this was a really big change, a really big personal growth happened in this year, and I'm so thankful for it. I'm thankful for all the time that I've spent learning, and I'm looking forward to my next sketchbook, which I'll show you. So I picked up this I Love sketchbook, and I got the 10 by 10. Started it today. Put one of my stickers here and a quote from a book I just finished. I just finished this here. This is just a quick little self-portrait and a list of my goals for this sketchbook. I tested out some different mediums here just to see, like the Posco, which I'm happy to see didn't eat through. This paper is really smooth. I got this I Love sketchbook because I've seen some other artists using it, and they successfully are using watercolor and Posco with it, as well as acrylic, which I do want to do more color in the sketchbook, which is just going to be a huge goal. But I feel like I don't love the paper quality. I'm actually pretty disappointed. Like, what is this eraser smudge? It was just really messy feeling. And you can totally see through the paper. Like, I wanted to do both sides again, but I just don't like that you can totally see through. So I might only draw on one side, but that defeats the purpose of getting this sewn sketchbook, because I want to be able to draw on both sides. So we'll see. We'll see how it feels. I'm excited. This is a pretty big one. Hopefully I'll get through it a little faster. I definitely feel like I was sketching a lot more towards the end of that sketchbook, where the obvious improvement started, and it's going to be really good. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I'm hoping to record some new paintings. I'm working on a few things now. I'm really enjoying working with acrylic, so hopefully you'll see a few acrylic paintings here soon.